Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. My kids didn't have school yesterday, so I feel like my whole week is like so backwards. And also, it was so crazy that they didn't have school on a Tuesday, so we went out of town and we're gone on Monday. So now I feel like today's Monday and it's Wednesday. So pretty crazy. I never remember Veterans Day being on not a Monday. Kind of crazy. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys the shopping link right here in the comments. So this is where you can find all of the makeup. Pin this there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and send out my text notification. So you guys all get opted in to receive all of the notifications, which with it being almost Black Friday, I can't believe we're about to start Black Friday madness, which don't you guys remember when Black Friday was just the day after Thanksgiving? Not like 3 weeks before. But anyway, more sales, more savings, so is what it is. But all that being said, the Black Friday stuff starts really soon, like very soon, like possibly tomorrow. So with that being said, make sure you're in my text service because I'm going to alert you guys when the new sales are going on, what's happening, what the percentages are, what's on sale, all the things. So one, you want to make sure that you are in my text service. So if you're not, say what's your number, so that way you get opted in. And the second thing, super important, which I feel like this is very underrated, is make sure you're in my newsletter. I don't send out newsletters too often. I want to say like a couple times a year, but the newsletters are like the best because it will have all the details, all the info, all the links sent straight to your email. So if you're not in my newsletter, go ahead and say newsletter and I'll send you the details on how to join that. But basically you just go to my website, which is just my name, rayahope.com. And then you'll scroll to the very bottom where you'll see a subscribe button. And then that opts you in to receive my newsletters and then say, what's your number? And that will opt you in to receive my text messages. Texting and the newsletter are completely two different things and they'll have two different like information. So definitely make sure you're in both because you're going to want all of the info, which I wish I could send all the info in a text, but it's just too much info to share, especially during Black Friday. So all that being said, make sure you're in both of those. I had like such a refresh day yesterday. I did my 8-step line with bow for my hair. So now it feels so soft. And then I also got my nails done yesterday. I decided to do this like fun butter yellow. I was like kind of over all the dark nails, but I was like, what light color is like fall? Like white is Christmas, blue is spring. Like, I don't know. So I did yellow and I actually like really love it. And I washed all my makeup brushes yesterday. So today's makeup should go on so nice. So on my skin already, I have my moisturizer and then I have my setting spray and my illuminizing primer. That routine is going to be so important if you find that your makeup doesn't go on super well or that it always looks crepey, creasy, whatever. Making sure that you're using a really good moisturizer and then making sure you're using a hydrating primer and a setting spray. These two are my must-haves. So what I do is I obviously do my skincare in the morning and then I spray my setting spray. I let that all over my face. And then I go in with the illuminizing face primer and I apply this like all over my skin, let this sit on my skin for like 3 to 5 minutes. And then I do setting spray again. So setting spray, primer, setting spray. Cannot recommend that enough. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with our foundation. We're gonna do the cream foundation today. We were in Arizona all weekend and it was so dry. So whenever I feel like I come home from there, I like need to like baby my skin with hydration. So we're going to go in with the cream foundation today. And this is going to not only give you instant gratification, like goodbye dark circles, goodbye acne scars, goodbye blemishes, sunspots, whatever you need to hide, you can hide with this foundation. And the best part too is it doesn't clog your pores. It's packed with antioxidants and nourishing ingredients in it too. So definitely make sure you have this foundation in your possession, especially during the winter. I feel like during the winter is definitely when my skin feels the most dry. So if you don't have this foundation yet, you definitely need it. I mean, look at the coverage there, like nothing at all. Cream foundation in the color 4C is what I'm wearing. Is that so impressive? Like, it is the most flawless coverage with zero effort. All you have to do again is you just tap it in with your kabuki brush and then just tap it on your face. Like, I have this little red blemish there. Like, watch this just like vanish. So fantastic. So again, if you want to try this foundation and you're like, I just want that foundation, like I don't have a huge budget for makeup, especially going into the holidays when we're buying for everybody else, go ahead and say just foundation and I can give you the link to this, 10% off and free shipping. And then if you're like, okay, I want to try that, but I have no idea what color I am in the foundation, go ahead and say color match and I can private message you and get you squared away with what shade you would be. All right, so going in now and just pressing this all over. And it's totally buildable too. So if you don't want a full coverage look, like you can achieve a very light sheer coverage look with this foundation too. But definitely make sure you get the kabuki brush with it because it just applies it like seamlessly. And that is it. So stunning, so easy and really fast. And then if you have areas on your skin that you need extra coverage for, like say you have a blemish or, you know, like I have this sunspot right here that drives me crazy. I love taking my concealer and just applying a little bit on those areas in just the situations or the areas that I'm like a little self-conscious of. So that way I don't have to wear a whole nother layer of foundation, but this is going to give me the really full coverage look that I want. And then you're going to want to let that dry down a little bit and then we're going to blend it out. All right, so once you've let that dry down just a smidge, then we're going to go in with the kabuki brush and tap, tap, tap. And again, if you need help picking out what colors you are, just say color match and I can private message you. And then if you're like, okay, I want all the base that you're using, meaning that you want the foundation, this concealer, the pressed powder we're going to use to set it, say the word flawless 4, or say the sentence flawless 4, because I will give you everything that you need to have a full face. And not only are you going to get a free blush with your order, but you're also going to get 20% off. So definitely check that out. Now, speaking of saving a ton of money, Black Friday officially starts tomorrow. And there are some really awesome deals that are going to be going on. And some deals, like for some companies, have already started technically, but most of them start tomorrow. So make sure you say what's your number so that way you get opted in to receive my text notifications because I'll tell you what each deal is and with the link and all of that. And then if you guys have any questions during Black Friday, like do not hesitate to private message me. I can walk you through it. I feel like this Black Friday is more intricate than we've ever done before. It's not like very simplified. Like it's not like a 20% off site-wide. Like it's a very buildable Black Friday, which is cool because you can potentially save a ton of money and get a ton of free stuff, but it can be a little like, wait, what? Like a little bit overwhelming. So feel free to message me. I've been dealing with this Black Friday stuff with Unique since the beginning of October. So for 2 months, and I feel like I have a good handle on it. So all that being said, don't feel overwhelmed with Black Friday tomorrow, but you can potentially save a ton of money and get a ton of free stuff. So make sure to private message me if you guys have any questions or need help navigating it. But you're definitely going to want to make sure that you are familiar with my Comigo website, which is that link right there, because that's where the magic is going to happen. So make sure that you save my Comigo link, which is that link right there. It's actually a really awesome website because there's more than just Unique on there, but then also too, it has faster shipping, has free shipping, and I feel like it's just like an easier like checkout process. Not talking crap about Unique's checkout process, but I really feel like Comigo's checkout process is just like way faster and easier. So definitely make sure to say my Comigo link. Okay, So for the concealer that I just used, do you guys see how incredibly full coverage that is? Like if you have dark circles or heavy set under eyes, this concealer is 1000% what you want. So not only is it buildable, it's full coverage, it's packed with caffeine, sodium hyaluronate, vitamin E, squalene. So not only does it like firm and pick you up, but it nourishes and it hydrates. So it's not going to be like crepey, creasy, dry, anything like that. It is so good. So definitely make sure that you grab that concealer. And then as I mentioned too, the concealer comes in the Flawless 4. All right, now that we have our cream foundation on, we have our concealer on. Now let's go in with our contour, which is Chocolate Souffle. So yeah, we had such a fun weekend. We ended up going out to the river because it's like quail hunting season. So the men all hunted for quail, and then me and my girlfriend just hung out on the beach and let the kids just be kids all day. And it was so much fun. I think Abel fished for 2 straight days. He caught so many fish, catfish and bass and stuff like that. And he just had the best little time. And same with Royce. She had her girlfriend and they just lounged and hung out and they had so much fun. The weather was like perfect. It was like hot, but it wasn't like scolding and it wasn't too cold at night. It was really, really great. So we had such a nice, relaxing, much needed little vacation this weekend. And then came home and just played catch up. I got all of my laundry done yesterday, which I feel like is such an accomplishment that I don't have anything to fold today. I feel like every time I do my laundry, I end up having to fold and put away the laundry for like 3 straight days. So yesterday I was like, no, I'm gonna get it all done today. So super excited about that. So yesterday was a total good reset day. And yeah, how was your guys this weekend? Did you have a good one? I still think it's so weird that like Veterans Day was on a Tuesday. Okay, so now that we have our contour on, see how it really chisels out your complexion, your features. It makes everything honestly just look better and match better. And then you're gonna wanna do this before you put on any like powders or anything, because you can go back in and like clean it all up. Concealer color, I did the shade Lace in my concealer, and then in my foundation, I did the color 4C. And then in my contour, I did the shade Chocolate Souffle. Launch is doing an up to 70% off sale on this link right here. That's my link for Launch. What concealer color with 2N and 3N cream foundations? You're going to want the shade Tulle in your concealer. I did get eaten alive by mosquitoes this weekend though, so I'm like so super fun. All right, now for blush, as I mentioned, we're doing a free blush with any order of 3 items, and then the free blush color is this one. It's a shade Fresh Orchid, and this one is actually like so pretty for fall. It's this like reddish pink undertone to it. It's very pigmented, so less is more when it comes to this, but it gives your skin like the most gorgeous flushness. So very, very pretty. And then this actually is a really, really stunning lipstick too. So all of these all-in-one color sticks can technically be used as lipsticks, blush, contour, highlight. That's why they're called all-in-one. But you get this for free with any order of 3 items. But I built a bundle around it for you guys just to take out all the guesswork. So this bundle that I'm about to show you is normally $138, but I can give it to you for $90. 90 bucks, less than $100, and you're gonna get a ton. So you're gonna get this for free. You're also going to get your choice of all-in-one color stick. So I personally would do your contour color or your highlight color. So if you want a bold contour, do Chocolate Souffle. If you want a lighter contour, do Barely Bronzed. So you're going to choose one of these. You get this for free. Then you're also going to get a brow gel, and I wear the shade Medium. So you're going to get this in there too. And then you're also going to get that brush you just saw me used, which is the Total Package Brush. And this is actually 4 brushes in one. So technically you're getting 4, 5, 6, 7 products for $90 and free shipping. And it has a love it guarantee. You can return it for your money back if you need to. Here's my Comigo link right there for you, Dawn. So go ahead and say blush bundle and you're gonna get this. It does end tonight at midnight, so definitely make sure you snag this bundle today. But again, you get 2 all-in-one color sticks, brow gel in your color, and the Total Package Brush, all for just $90. Such a good deal, especially if you're shopping for like stocking stuffers. You can get this bundle and easily split these up into stocking stuffers or amazing gifts. Like just this alone would be the perfect gift for someone. Contour color and the brush to contour with. Like that alone is such a great gift. And then there's a blush. Then you have throwing things. Then you have a brow gel. So again, just say blush bundle and I'll give you that. But it does end tonight at midnight. So definitely don't wait. But I love this brush for applying my contour. It just is perfect. You could technically use this too as any kind of brush you want. You could use this for foundation. You could use this for your blush. And then when you unscrew it, you get an eyeshadow brush. You get a liner brush. You could use for eyeshadow, you could use for eyeliner, and then you get a lip brush. So you get 4 brushes in this. So technically you get 7 products in this bundle for $90, which that is a really good deal. So make sure you say blush bundle and I'll give you the link to that. All right, now that all of our creams, all of our liquids are on, now let's go ahead and go in with some powders. So I have oily skin naturally, so I always make sure to set my makeup really well with a setting powder. This part is optional if you don't have oily skin, because this could make you look dry, which you don't want. This is kind of damp because I washed my makeup brushes last night, so I'm not going to spray anything on it, but we're going to go in with this and we're going to use this all over as a setting powder. And this is going to help to absorb any extra oils or movement in my makeup. This is also really good if you have a lot of blemishes because this will also tighten and tone wherever you put it. But like I said, if you have more dry skin, you're going to want to skip this step. And if you have dry skin, but you still want to use a setting powder rather than a pressed powder, Younique does have a fantastic setting powder for dry skin. Go ahead and just say what type of skin you have if you want the setting powder. Say dry skin, say setting powder dry skin or setting powder oily skin. And I can give you the correct product for you. And now we're going to go in with the pressed powder in the shade Taffeta. This is going to be a very good neutral shade. And this I always call is my porcelain doll touch. This makes your skin look like a porcelain doll. Like it makes everything look even, flawless, full coverage, without feeling cakey, heavy, flaky, none of that. So again, if you have any discoloration or anything like that in your skin, make sure that you grab this product. It is so good. Also is packed with nourishing ingredients like vitamin E, like jojoba. So again, it's not going to be all heavy and cakey and dry like most people think pressed powder is. All right, now this step is totally optional. You don't have to also contour over your bronzer unless you're like me and you love that like warm bronzy look. So this bronzer is not from Younique, but I got it at like CVS. I think it was like 15 bucks. Go ahead and say other bronzer if you want the link to this. So for combination skin, I would probably just use the pressed powder for setting your makeup. But I do recommend no matter what type of skin you have, combo, dry, oily, normal, you always set your makeup. You set your cream, you set your foundation, like any foundation you're using should be set no matter what. Like think about like if paint doesn't dry, you know what I mean? That's like what foundation would be on your skin if you didn't set it. Like if you're upset that it's coming off on everything, of course it's coming off on everything. You need to set it into place. All right, so now for blush, I'm going to take this Pocket Palette. I still am stunned that this is still in stock. It is a limited edition product. This is normally a $54 item, but it's on sale right now for $25, and you get 4 products all in this. You get a highlight, which we're going to use. You get an eyeshadow, which we're going to use. You get a blush, which I'm about to use right now. And you get a stunning lip gloss. And I know it's red, but when you wear it without any lip liner or lipstick, it gives you like a very pinched, like flush lip look, like a very natural lip look. So although it's red, if you wear this without any lipstick or lip liner, it looks super natural. Trust, it looks so pretty. All right, so now for blush, like I said, now, if you're like, okay, I need that for 4 full-size products just for 25 bucks, go ahead and say Pocket Palette, and I give you the link to it. Again, like I said, 50% off and free shipping. And then this blush is one of my favorites. It's like this peachy undertone, so it looks really good for the fall, but it also has like a sheen to it, so it makes your skin look really glowy. And then we're gonna go in with the highlight now in the shade Golden. And this, again, my favorite highlight color, especially for the holidays. It really makes your skin look so glistening and so glowy. So super pretty. So you're just gonna pop that on highest parts of your cheekbone, bridge and tip of the nose. But again, isn't that fantastic that it comes with both of those? I'm just gonna take an eyeshadow brush and fine tune. Okay. And then we're gonna leave this out for our eyes. And then we're gonna go in with our eyebrow gel really quickly since that takes time to dry. So we're gonna go ahead and comb out any foundation that might have got in our eyebrows. And then we're gonna go in with the brow gel. So this comes in my blush bundle. So again, if you haven't said blush bundle, you get the free blush in the shade Fresh Orchid. You get your choice of all-in-one color stick for your contour, your blush, or your highlight. I would personally choose your contour color. And then you get my contour brush, which is the total package brush that comes with 4 products in one. Or sorry, 4 brushes in one. So definitely make sure you say blush bundle. Man, that's a tongue twister. And then you get a brow gel in it too. This brow gel is a shade medium. It's so good because it laminates your eyebrows. It helps with brow growth, and then it also helps to tint them. So if you have a lot of like grays in your brows, this will help to literally like temporarily dye them. So that's also really nice. So we're gonna let that dry. I always kind of comb upward just to give my eyebrows like a very like wide awake, fresh look. So we're gonna let that dry while we move on. I'm gonna go with the eyeliner in the shade Proper, and we're gonna put this just on the top waterline. This helps your lashes to look fuller. Now, if I'm moving kind of quickly for you, that is a-okay. I always have this up on my page for 30 days, so you can watch this on the replay. You can also rewind, you can save this, and then after 30 days, I always save my lives over on my YouTube channel. So make sure you follow me on YouTube. My name there is also Rhea Hope. Now, lip liner in the shade Patience. And if you're like, wait, I want everything you're using today, but you're moving too fast, I can't take notes. Go and say product list. And I can give you the list to everything that I'm using today. All right, now we're gonna go in with the lip liner in Patience. To give our lips a nice framed look. And then we're gonna go with the lipstick in the shade Powerful. And this is a really pretty, like mauve-y, pinky look. Okay. Then we're gonna blend that out with our finger. Just like that. So pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with the lip balm in the shade Quick Getaway. And this is gonna add a little bit more of a nude touch to it. So pretty. Gonna much need to clean that off. Okay, so Quick Getaway, lipstick and Powerful, lip liner and Patience. So if you want everything we used on our lips and you just want the lips, plus you'll get a free blush and free shipping, say lip kit. If you want everything we've used on our face so far, go ahead and say product list. Now let's go back in with that pocket palette. And we're gonna go now in with the eyeshadow that comes in here. And I'm gonna grab a fluffy blending brush and grab this. And then we're just gonna use this really pretty kind of burnt brown as our transition color. Again, this pocket palette is normally a $54 product, and it comes with a highlight, a blush, an eyeshadow, and a lip gloss. And it's on sale right now for $25 while supplies last. It is a limited edition product, so once this is gone, it's gone. So definitely make sure you say pocket palette down below, and I can give you the link to grab it. All right, so we're just gonna dust this into the crease and then around the eye using the blending brush. Just like so. Then I'm gonna switch brushes and I'm gonna grab a liner shader brush. Grab that same brown and just drag this underneath the lash line. This is just gonna give it more of like a cohesive finish look. Something on this side. And then blend. The more you blend, the better everything looks. All right, we're done with the pocket palettes, but now we're gonna go in with what I like to call the star of the show. We're gonna go in with the liquid eyeshadow in the color Frosted Sand. This is one of the most effortless eye looks that you could possibly do, but it's also one of the most flattering because it has this like liquid, like iridescent look to it. So it draws the attention to the eyes without overpowering them. So if you have hooded eyes, if you have small eyes, if you've ever felt like I'm not good at eyeshadow, these are the best. They don't smudge, they don't smear, they stay on no matter what. And they're completely weightless. You can't feel that it's on there. So they're fantastic. And look how pretty that is. And they're completely buildable. So say you wanted it to be even more bolder, you can go in with more. And they dry into place. And again, like I said, they're completely weightless. So there's no stinging, there's no anything, there's no even wet feeling. They're kind of like a moussey texture. And it's, again, the color Frosted Sand. Now, again, if you want everything that we used today, go ahead and say product list. I give you the list to every single thing we used, and then you can always remove anything that doesn't fit the budget, or maybe you already have that item. Go ahead and say product list for that. And then any order of 3 items gets you a free blush today. And then if you get any 4 items, you get 20% off your whole purchase and a free item and free shipping. So pretty self-explanatory. Definitely make sure you shoot for 4 items in your cart. And if you're like, I need help, I don't know what to get, I know I want this makeup, especially before family photos and Thanksgiving and like all of the get-togethers that we normally do during the holidays, if you need a good refresher, private message me or just say color match and I can help you build a cart that's perfect for you and will save you the most monies. And then as I mentioned, Black Friday literally starts tomorrow. So make sure you're in my text service so that way you get opted in to receive what's going on, what's on sale, what's happening. All right, now we're gonna go in with the brow pencil in the shade medium and we're just gonna give our brows a little bit more shape. If you're gonna get the brow gel, highly, 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 highly recommend to get the brow pencil too. It just lets you define your eyebrows a little bit more intentionally, especially if you have sparse eyebrows. You definitely are gonna want to use a brow gel, or sorry, a brow pencil afterwards. And I mostly like to do it just here in the front, just to give it a little bit more definition. Just like so. Okay. And I love how like dainty the brow pencil is because you can like get really nice precision. All right, now let's go in with our setting mist. Hands down, one of the most important parts of your makeup because this this setting mist has primer in it. So not only is it going to help to hold your makeup in place, but it also adds moisture into your foundations, which is going to help them to look more natural, more skin-like. So definitely an important factor. Definitely make sure you're spraying your makeup down with your setting mist. And then we're going to go in with the Quadra Mascara. This is the one that has the patent pending lash growth formula in it. So it actually makes your lashes grow while you're wearing it. So yes, please, I'll take all the lash growth I can get. And then it's a tubing mascara. So what tubing mascara is it essentially, it's kind of like acrylics for your nails. Like your nails might not be as long, but then they put a tip on it. That's what this tubing mascara does. It essentially uses this tubing technology to put a tip on it. Like so your lashes are actually gonna look longer than they actually are. It's also water resistant, transfer proof, and it's super easy to remove. So if you do get it on like your face, it's super easy to scratch off. So we're gonna go in with 2 coats of this. I like to do 2 coats of this using the long bristle side. This mascara also lasts for so long, like the tube itself. So again, really good Christmas present. And then it's awesome too because on my website you can build a cart So if you have a Secret Santa or you have someone shopping for you or your husband or whatever, and you just want to take all the guesswork out for him, you want to literally give your husband or your boyfriend or your spouse or your partner a link, and you're like, this is what I want for Christmas. All they have to do is literally click check out. I can help you build your cart. So if that's you, if you're like, yes, I know exactly what I want from Unique and I know what his budget's going to be, go ahead and say Christmas cart builder and send me a list of what you want in what colors, and I can build you a cart to send to your spouse or your loved one. So go ahead and say Christmas bundle builder and I will private message you. Or you can always just private message me and let's get this ball started and send me a list of what you want in your cart. And I will build you that cart to hand over to Santa so he can or she can literally just check out. Take all the guesswork out for you. Okay, so now with Twisted, we're gonna go in and do one nice coat of this. I love this mascara because it has this teeny tiny little wand. And then also just adds like a little bit of pizzazz or a little zhuzh to your eyelashes. So I love this combination. Okay. So all in all, make sure you're in my text service so that way you get opted in to receive my text message tomorrow so you find out what is going on Black Friday. Make sure you're in my newsletter because I'm going to be sending you guys all of the details for each Black Friday everything to your email. So say newsletter if you're not in that. Go ahead and say Christmas bundle builder if you need my help to pretend I'm Santa for you and build a cart for whoever's shopping for you. Go ahead and say product list if you want every single thing that we use in today's tutorial, 20% off and free shipping. And then if you want just what I use on my lips, say lip kit. And then if you want that amazing free blush bundle, go and say blush bundle, and you're gonna get an all-in-one color stick for contour, blush, highlight you choose. You're gonna get a free blush. You're gonna get the total package brush, which is what I use to contour, and you're gonna get a brow gel. Essentially 7 items because that brush is 4 brushes in one. So go ahead and say blush bundle if you want that. But that is the makeup tutorial. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I love the way this makeup look came out. I always forget how much I love this lipstick color in the shade Powerful. So again, if you need any help, private message me. Make sure you shop on my link down here. This is where you're gonna find all the Black Friday specials tomorrow. So make sure you save my Comigo link, which is right there. Let me know how I could be of any help to you guys. I love you so much, and I will see you tomorrow on official Black Friday day 1. Bye, guys.